Hey YouTube, Adam Dumond here. I'm coming to you from my office this morning. I thought I would try to tackle the topic of motivation, how to stay motivated, how I stay motivated, and maybe pass on a few tips to you. I think, to be honest with you, motivation is a skill. And it's a skill you can work on. It's a skill that you can get better at, just like a muscle. Being a realtor is really tough. In sales, it's really tough. Not to mention pretty lonely. Let's remember, no one really cares how well you do or if you succeed. I had to learn from the beginning how to keep myself motivated in this industry. Real estate's very competitive. So here's a few, I think 7, that I'll share with you today. Hopefully you can learn from 1 or 2 of them. Don't forget, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe. Okay, here we go. Number 1, watch others grind it out. What I mean by that is guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, Chris Ramsey, or Team Aquascape. Those are 3 YouTube channels that I love watching because it gets me pumped up. So let's start with number 1, Gary Vaynerchuk. That guy needs no introduction. He cuts through all the BS. He's awesome to listen to, and he pumps me up all the time. So if you don't have him as a YouTube subscription, make sure you follow him on Instagram or Facebook. That guy's all over the place. He's awesome. Chris Ramsey is kind of a cool guy because he's constantly challenging himself with puzzles, really hard puzzles. He loves doing magic as well. So I really like his channel for the fact that he's constantly challenging himself, which then motivates me. So that's a cool channel to follow too. And then finally, this kind of obscured one here is called Team Aquascape. Now what these guys do is they physically put in really cool ponds across America. And there's a big team of them. They're very enthusiastic. Every video that they do, you can just see their enthusiasm pour out through the camera. They're very knowledgeable and they're very hardworking, moving a lot of land, big boulders, sweating it out in all the elements. So it's really cool to see them, again, grind it out. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for guys that are in the trenches with me, getting me motivated through their work. So that's really fun. So number 1 is watch other guys grind it out. Number 2 for me is pretty simple, is just know the math about leads. So with leads, there's things like, again, open houses, internet leads, door knocking, FSBOs, expireds. There's tons of places to go get leads. But for me, it's very simple. Know the math of the leads that I like to do. For example, 80 open houses every year is what my standard is. So if I do 80 open houses, I'm usually bound to get between 10 and 15 deals every year. Another one is internet leads. The standard internet lead is between 1 and 2%, which is pretty poor, but I run off of 4 to 5%. So do the math, 4 to 5% of 100 leads through the internet, that's 4 or 5 leads. Strong, committed, hopefully turning into paycheck leads. So just scale it up, do 1,000 leads through the internet, you should get a few sales out of that. Okay, number 3, stick around others who work hard and have energy. For me, it's people like my sister. She quit her job and is starting her own company, which is amazing. I'm really proud of her, and it kind of gives me a boost as well. There's this coffee guy. I can't believe him. He's down the road. He's like this barista, but he's always down to chat. And he's enthusiastic about whatever you want to chat about. So hanging around someone like that, if you have a family member or friend who's kind of into what they do, that's contagious. So I think for me, it's hanging around people like that, calling my sister once in a while, and just simply picking up coffee from that barista guy. It is awesome. I should also remember my kids have a lot of energy. So a lot of times hanging out with them, I get their energy. One of the secret sauces of my motivation is actually hanging out with the kids at night in the hot tub, looking at the stars, really having a father-daughter talk or a father-son talk or a family talk. That gets me pumped up. Okay, number 4, review your goals. Now, first off, you have to have some goals. If you don't have any goals, get some goals, write them down, make sure they're visual, hanging up somewhere where you can see them on a regular daily basis is helpful. And you should have 2 things. You should have short-term goals, which are weekly, maybe monthly, dailies for sure, and then you should have short-term, long-term goals, which are maybe every few months and yearlies. So have a bunch of goals throughout those and make sure they're up visually looking at you every single day, motivating you. It's awesome to look at stuff that you could check off a few of them as you go throughout the year. It's very powerful. So for me, having my goals listed on my desk every day staring at me at the face is very motivating. So I would encourage you to have some goals and keep them somewhere where you can see them every day. Number 5. This one's a little different. It's clear your head. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes all I do is think real estate, and that's really tough. 24/7, I'm waking up, I'm going to bed, thinking about real estate. That is stressful, and I don't think it's healthy. So one of the things I like to do is clear my head through, I don't know, go for a walk. One of the best things I ever did, build a tree fort for my kids. So if I'm having a tough day, if I'm not feeling it for some reason, take off, go home early, start working on that tree fort with my kids. So for you, it could be a hobby. Maybe it's a 5K race. I think with anything that helps clear your head is helpful. Painting, working out, any of those things I think are good for you. So if you don't have one of those things, try one. Running is very helpful. I think that's powerful for a lot of people. So again, number 5, clear that head of yours and you'll be more motivated. Number 6, hold yourself accountable. This is a weird one. It's a tough one, but if you can hold yourself accountable to your actions, and what I mean by that in sales is things like phone calls, how many times are you talking to clients, are you doing your open houses, are you door knocking, are you doing the activities that get you the leads? So if you can hold yourself accountable to those activities, you're winning, and that'll help you stay motivated. So number 6 is a pretty easy one. Hold yourself accountable. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Number 7, I don't want this to be wishy-washy, but ask for help. I think that's very powerful if someone can step out of their shoes and walk up to someone else and say, hey man, how are you doing this? Or I'm down today, man, I need to pick me up. Maybe a buddy of yours comes pick you up for lunch, goes for coffee, goes for a walk. Spouses are extremely powerful for this too. Other family members I think are helpful. But asking for help, again, real estate's a very lonely business. I think it's important for you to talk to your family about how lonely it can be. So it's in your best interest to, again, ask for help when you need it. I think it's very important. You're not winning every day. It is nice to win, but 100% you're not going to win every day in real estate, and I think that's a misnomer. So if you can, ask for help on the days that you're not feeling the best. Okay guys, that's it. That's my list for keeping me motivated. Again, let's go through them real quick. Number 1 is watch others grind it out. Number 2 is work on the math of the leads. Number 3 is stick around other people who have that energy. Number 4 is review your goals. Number 5 is clear your head. 6, hold yourself accountable. And number 7, ask for help. Okay guys, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you at the next one.